Well, it's a pretty beautiful day, and it has been a very beautiful week. We've had this kind of hard, frosty ground, and the frost is built on frost, and it's almost like walking in snow. But as pretty as it is not very practical. So we had a great start to the 2025 pre-season with a beautiful ride in Wales, and I haven't been able to ride Estrid since I got back from Wales because of the ice. It's fine, it happens, everyone's in the same boat. So what I've been doing just to keep my motivation up, and also it's good for Estrid, is that we've been going in the school, which is also frozen, so we've only been able to do in-hand walk, to do pole stuff and like just moving around me, backing up. I've been trying to teach her to do that thing where they put their legs either side of a pole, but she hasn't quite got it. And just do little drills and stuff. I have changed the pole layout every time just to make it more interesting for me, to be honest. I don't think Estrid cares either way. So today I've got 2 raised poles and then 2 different options to go down. So we will get Estrid out of the stable. So on a Monday, she is meant to do hill walks in hand, or she's meant to go in the school and do poles, walk and trot. We can't trot, we can't walk up the hill, there's Estrid, because it is too icy. So in the school it is. I think this is our 5th session in a row of doing this, Estrid. Now it is still quite cold, it's -3 still, so I'm just going to keep her turnout rug on and we'll go straight down. Okay, she is at the moment not very manageable in the stable when she's been in all day. Grooming her and doing stuff is like trying to get oil on her hooves and things because she is fidgety and agitated, but I'm hoping she'll start to settle in. I'm considering getting her a mirror actually. So let's get her out the stable, we'll head on down and I will take you along for not what we had planned for our second week of pre-season training, but we are doing what we can. Calm down. Dear me. Luckily, she's really agitated in the stable. Like I'm not. That's Tizzy saying, "What about me?" She's really agitated in the stable, and I'm not looking forward actually to when I have to groom and tack up, because I think that's going to be quite a stressful process until she settles and gets into a routine. But luckily, once she's out, oh, I dropped my whip. Stand still a second. Once she's out of the stable, she's fine. Once she's doing a job and she's out, she's not bothered at all. Her coming in the day means that she gets more time out than she does have to be in. So it is, in my opinion, the better option for her. But it does mean that when I go to ride, she's been in. So she is a little bit hotter to handle than if she'd been in at night and she'd been out in the day and I get her in from the field to ride. But it is what it is. Good girl. She's like, not again. This is so boring. So to start off with, I just walk over the poles. Nothing fancy. Our session has been between like 20 and 30 minutes and I just walk with her over them. If I was doing some trot work, I'd actually have a lunge line and then I would have a bit more room and she would be walking and trotting over poles, but seeing as I can't trot, I didn't need to be that far away from her. And I use my schooling whip to help kind of direct her, and when we do some drills in a bit, you will see kind of what I use it for, but it's just an extension of my hand really, more directional than anything else. once we've done our little warm-up, I start trying to get halts between the poles. Ooh, good girl. So that her front legs are in between the poles and back legs one side. She's actually really good at these. Walk on. Good girl. And it's just getting our voice commands. I also use the stick like in front of her. Ooh, good girl. Well done. Walk on. Nice. And we do a couple of rounds of that. And you could just do whatever you like and mix all of the little drills up, but I like to do like 5 of each drill because my brain just remembers better that way, and I feel like I get a more equal left and right distribution. Whoa. Good. Once we've done a few halts in between the poles, I then make my circle coming out of the raised poles bigger and come lengthways down the poles so that we can practice going backwards. Back, back. I got my finger caught in the thing then. Back, good girl. Back, good girl. Back. And the poles just mean that she goes much straighter backwards. It acts as a bit of a guide. Good girl. Back. Once we've been backwards over the poles, I then do like a slalom, an in and out. So we go over and then we come inside a pole and then I push her outside and we come inside the pole and we turn around. In between each like drill, like the kind of exercises that we do, I go back to just doing a simple like four to 6 times around the simple pole like track that I've put out. It just means that Estrid can switch her brain off a little bit, process what she's doing, because if I do too much of the same thing with her, she is really good for the first few times and then she either gets bored or frustrated and gets a little bit like agitated. She'll flap a leg around or she'll not do it as well as she was before. So next up, ooh, I used the pole in front of her as like a stop to make this drill easier, and I just want her to turn around the forehand. Now she's much better, Estrid, one way at this than the other. Are you concentrating? I need 2 hands. I need that. Go. And it's really interesting with these drills how she changes. Like some days she can be amazing at one thing, and then literally the next time we do it she has no idea what I'm asking. So it's nice to see, and it's also a really nice way of seeing what she finds more difficult, like what leg she uses. Like when we're going sideways, she always chooses to put her moving leg behind the front one for the first couple of steps, and then she'll start crossing in front. I have no idea what that means. So last on my list of like the little drills to do today is we're going to walk over these raised poles, then I'm going to halt in the middle there and then try and get her to leg yield, side step, over to the middle of those poles, come in, leg yield, and then we'll do it both directions. The idea being, at the moment I can only do this if I halt and then ask her to go sideways from the ground, but we're working up to being able to keep it going, so we can do it ridden, but for some reason I can't do it from the ground, and it's a work in progress. I'm sure lots of people would be able to do this instantaneously with Estrid, but we are at where we're at with the skills that we have, but eventually I'd like to be able to do it moving, and then we can leg yield from the ground. So yeah, let's do 3 laps each way of that. And to finish off, if there's not much going on at the yard, I normally try and do a little bit of liberty with her. It really depends on what mood she's in. Sometimes she is amazing and sometimes not so much. And if we've got poles and stuff out, she's quite clever and she will like go round the poles but follow me. And this is how I originally trained her for recall, so I would get her to halt, unclip her, leave, and then call, and she is really good. So although she isn't actually kind of with me, she does kind of follow my general direction. This is one of those days where she's not that interested, and that is fine, and I don't actually know that much about training horses for liberty. Well, this is a rare occasion you're actually going to do the poles to come to me. Good girl. See? Good girl. So yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing because we can't do anything else at the moment. I was really sad that the first treadmill session that we were going to do this week was also, I had to postpone because it was too icy to get the trailer off the yard. Hello, well done. So hopefully next week will be our first week where we actually do our scheduled training. Are you getting more interested now? Yes, well we're done, you're all finished, because doing this all the time, although I actually really like it, and she's super calm now compared to what she was at the start, and it's quite a nice bonding experience. It's better than nothing and it's very interesting, but I do want to ride my pony. Should we go back in the field then? Yeah? Good girl, huh?